Come join me today. I have a little sit down at a local spot I used to hang out at as a kid, and I have an impromptu conversation with a First Nations person from Ojibwe ancestry, and his name is Miner. And you'll see, well, I don't know if you'll see him in the video. You do see him in the video towards the end, but yeah, interesting. And we talk about that $200 million concrete pad that Mark Carney's going to use to launch bottle rockets, and the Dougie Ford airplane fiasco. Stick around. Say, Miner is getting a little workout this morning. Come on, Miner, let's see how fast you are, man. Hey. You're pretty fast, brother. You're pretty fast. Holy shit, man. What's going on, brother?
How you doing, my friend?
Good, how you doing?
My name's Miner.
Miner, pleasure, Miner. Dewey.
What's your name?
Dewey.
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 Hey.
Yeah.
I met a great guy.
Sit down, let's have a talk.
I met a great guy.
Yeah, who?
His name's Toby.
Yeah.
Fine gentleman.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
And you know what the same crisis is? The same thing that, you know, people like to define middle class, high class.
Yeah. Sit down, man. You sound like you got something interesting to say. Gonna try Monty's Bakery bacon and egg pastry. Very good. Be better with hot sauce. That breakfast pastry was real tasty. A couple things I want to discuss today. I want to discuss, namely, number one, that $200 million space launch pad that Carney put in Nova Scotia to somehow circumnavigate NASA, Elon Musk. But we know basically that is just another $200 million grift. It's a scam. $200 million more going to his liberal cronies to put in the coffers of people that are loyal to him and that are going to ensure that he remains in power, that his party remains in power. Just another drop in the bucket. Dougie Ford with his $28.9 million Bombardier plane. He claims that he sold it back to Bombardier for the exact same cost. So like I said in one of my videos, you know, the commission on the sale of that plane, where did that money go? Whose pocket is that going into? I'd have to say it's going into one of Doug Ford's criminal buddies. That's where that money's going. It's a shell game, like I said. But first, you know what? I forgot to mention this. Where I'm sitting today is a place in the West End. It's just to the west of the Stockyards area, like just to the west. And this place is where my crew and myself spent a lot of our misguided youth. We used to call it the top. That's what we called it. If we were gonna, you know, have a few beers, whatever, you know, our whole crew would meet up here, and sometimes our crew ran 20 deep, and this was our spot. Now, right to my left is a good friend of mine's father, and he still lives there. 87 years old, and local gangster from the West End. I won't mention his name well, because he's a gangster, but he's a really good guy, and I might stop and say hello to him on the way out of here, but it's still pretty early, so he wakes up a little late. But yeah, this is brings back some childhood memories, or some adolescent memories anyways. Okay, so $200 million goes to his buddies in Nova Scotia. I will put up on the screen what a former Liberal MP or a former Liberal politician, how he benefited from this scam. Like I said, the Dougie Ford airplane, that was just a shell game. Did the airplane even exist? Who knows? You know, hopefully that's investigated thoroughly, but I doubt that, because like I said in many of my videos, and that people know, that the police in this country are complicit with the grifts. They have to be a part of it to allow it, or to facilitate it, to allow it to occur. And you know, my understanding is Mark Carney is putting forth more legislation, and Doug Ford as well, to put barriers in place to prevent the investigation of these scams. And basically, it's a tyrannical dictatorship, and that's where this country's been going for at the very least the last 11 years. People in the United States are taking notice of it. There's high-ranking delegates in the U.S. that are closely associated with the trade deals that are sounding the alarm with Mark Carney. One guy even called him adolescent, the way he has not wanted to go to the bargaining table. My understanding is Mark Carney hasn't had any official negotiations with the Trump administration for trade deals since October of last year. Now, I can't prove that. I don't know if that's true or not, and no one can. Basically, the information that we're fed is a lot of times scripted. It's there are good investigative journalists, obviously, that try to dig up the truth and put forth the truth. But at the end of the day, I'm just Joe Schmo, sitting at the top, trying to piece this together. And it doesn't. I shouldn't say it doesn't matter, but you have people like Jasmine Lane, David from Moose on the Loose, Canadian Perspective. You have Meryl from the North. You have people like that are they have excellent investigative networks and skills. But at the end of the day, you don't know if that's what they're reporting is true either. The reality of what's happening in this country is, like I've said before, the food bank visits, the homelessness, the drug epidemic, the mental health epidemic, the infrastructure collapsing. Now, I want to touch on that. Today is Friday in Toronto. On Tuesday of this week, a buddy of mine, we went for a little bit of a road trip. We went into Hamilton, and for people that don't know, I lived in Stony Creek for a couple of years, and I worked in Hamilton for a person out there that was very well known on the street out there. He has since passed away, but I'm not going to mention his name either. I had to, with working for this gentleman, I had to go into Hamilton quite regularly, and I became very acquainted with the inner workings of Hamilton. And I used to tell people, I grew up in Toronto my whole life, but I used to tell people, if you think you're streetwise, move to Hamilton, and you'll see how streetwise you are. It's a very, very rough around the edges town. Just got sidetracked there. Some liberals were walking their Australian shepherds by. Not too talkative. That's a liberal for you. But anyhow, yeah. So out in Hamilton. So if you don't know Hamilton, it is about an hour southwest of Toronto, and it's a very industrialized town. It's known for its steel, or it used to be known for its steel manufacturing industry and organized crime, 1% biker activity there. It's a very, very hard town. So I hadn't been there in years, and when I did work there, I was actually associated with a first-degree murder trial, which I said I was going to get to in a video. I haven't got to that yet. That's a separate video. But I drove by my old place of business there, two places of business, and one is completely gone, and the other is, obviously it's not the same business as it was before, because the person that owned it has passed away. But driving down Barton Street, we were going west on Barton, and the roads, the infrastructure. Okay, that's what I want to touch on. The infrastructure in Hamilton is almost completely down off the mountain, down on the lower part of Hamilton, is completely non-existent. The roads, you wouldn't believe. You would think you were driving through downtown Baghdad or downtown Mogadishu. That's what these roads. Even my friend, he's not too familiar with Hamilton at all. We went to try to get into a very well-known pizza place there, but it was closed. But it was just on a spur of the moment thing anyway, so it was no big deal. But I took him down Barton Street, because I remember it when I worked there 20 years ago, and that's when I was drinking, and I wasn't, I didn't shy away from going into seedy establishments, put it that way. So anyhow, we parked outside the pizza place, and within, I would say, 10 or 20 seconds, it would appear to be a trans person, a street person, come up to the car out of nowhere, and this person looked like something from The Walking Dead. The short amount of time that this person materialized was a little unnerving, and the person, to visualize this person, was yeah, it was disturbing. So anyhow, I said to my buddy, I go, let's get going. So we went up, he wanted to get a drink, so we stopped into a gas station convenience store right off Barton. And I'm telling you, there are homeless people everywhere. There is open drug use everywhere. I didn't film any of it. So we go into the variety store, and you know, I didn't want a drink. My buddy goes and gets a drink, and like I said, it's in a very sketchy area. So I said to the guy, he was a Sikh. He was wearing a turban. The guy working there, and just for a joke, like the guy I was with, my friend, he's a big dude. He's over 6 feet tall. He's a big dude, and I'm not small myself. But I said to him for a joke, I go, hey, you got an envelope here for Rocco? The guy literally started looking around for the envelope. We had to tell him it was a joke. He thought we were in there collecting for Rocco. So that is the mind frame of the people where we were. So then we drove from there. We drove to Stony Creek and went to a restaurant there, and it was a trip down memory lane there as well. But on the way out of there, on the way out of Hamilton, my friend goes like, "Who is a politician in this town? Like, who is the MP, the MPP?" Well, and I said, "Well, I know who the mayor is, and the mayor is former provincial NDP leader Andrea Horath. She is the mayor of this godforsaken town." Okay. So yesterday, the infrastructure of Hamilton is deplorable. The infrastructure in Toronto is deplorable. I'm noticing. I understand. We just came off one of the harshest winters in Toronto history, if not the harshest. So the roads are in very rough shape. I got to change my back tire, the back rim. I have another spare rim. I got to unlace the spokes, and I got to relace the spokes onto the new rim because my rim's bent. My rim is bent because of the infrastructure in this city. So you think, where is all this money going? Why are we sending money to the Ukraine? Why are we sending money to Uganda for gender studies? Why are we putting a $200 million concrete pad for nothing? $200 million for that. Yesterday, I went over to a local park, and I got some good footage of a fox. I'll put up on this video. It's not too often I get to see a fox, but I go over to a local park yesterday, and in doing so, I pass a food bank that is only open on Thursdays. It's attached to a Toronto community housing building close to my house, and there was a lineup. And I you know what, I could have filmed it, but I don't like getting people's faces on camera that are in a food bank, and some of these people I might even know from the neighborhood. So take my word for it, the lineup was quite long, and you can only go there once a week. Now I'm to understand that certain food banks in rural areas in Canada, or Ontario, you can only go once a month. So I've never been in a food bank. I'm eventually going to go in just to check it out. I'm not going to film in there, I don't think. But I just want to see what they have to offer. And, you know, imagine this. Imagine you're allowed to go into a food bank once a month. And, you know, like, obviously that's not gonna, the food that you're gonna get from a food bank isn't gonna last you for a month. It's not like you're a prepper and going into town and taking you know, a month's worth of groceries with you. They're just gonna give you a prescribed amount of food. So I don't know what these people are doing to sustain life, but it isn't easy. Mark Carney seems to be totally detached from that reality, and Liberal voters and Liberal supporters seem to be fully detached from that reality, and I don't understand why. The level of stupidity and complacency in this country is beyond my comprehension. You know, what say you? Like, you know, there's lots of people doing videos like this now, and they're mimicking what I'm saying, or I'm mimicking what they're saying. And you know, there was one guy I watched, I think it was this morning or last night. You know, he's calling the men in this country a bunch of pussies, and including himself. Now, I guess I could be lumped into that too, because what have I really done other than talked on a YouTube video? Well, I've done other things, obviously. I've gone to the trucker convoy. I've gone to many rallies. You know, I think canvassing your MP, canvassing your local politician, canvassing your MPP, I think that's all futile. I think that's a waste of time, because it goes on deaf ears. So I'm not that type of person. But having said that, you know, I have no problem with people that do that. When I was down at the park yesterday, down at the same park where I seen the fox, I went over to where the construction workers, I'm jumping around a bit, I went over to where not construction workers, but where the guys were cutting down trees. And I go, that lady with the Great Dane. Does she come down here? Because that's the lady that I seen on my video, and there was like 10 guys there. They were just starting their shift, and the one guy I talked to, he said, yeah, she comes down every day, and she seems to focus on me. She picks him out of the crowd and tunes him up. And apparently she's on some sort of nosy neighbor Facebook group, and she posts the interaction with her and these I guess they're arborists. I don't know what their official title is, but they know how to swing a chainsaw. And you know, she's berating them, because I heard her swearing. Very foul-mouthed person. And you know, she's a bigger masculine lady. So, you know, do I take it upon myself to start confronting those people? You know, I don't think I'm going to go to my way to do that, because nothing good is going to happen with regards to that. It won't be a good outcome, because I'm not going to put up with that. If she starts, if a person like that starts talking to me, cursing, effing this and effing that, it isn't going to turn out well at all. I'm not going to be able to deal with that. So, well, I will be. She won't like the outcome. Morning.
Good morning.
Hey, buddy. Wow. Another dog just walked by. People just, you know, they didn't even look at me. They didn't even look over at me until I said good morning. And anyhow, so yeah, there are people that can't keep their nose out of things that don't concern them. Every day, day in and day out, this lady comes down there and harasses these guys just trying to do their job. It's not their decision to go down and cut down trees to make room for a new infrastructure project. It's not their decision. They get paid to do that. So for this lady to go down there and berate them and curse at them all the time and post them on social media, it's like, you know, this shouldn't be allowed. It shouldn't be allowed, because it is distracting. Like you're wielding a chainsaw around, and you got to worry about this lunatic yelling and screaming at you. You might be distracted. Next thing you know, you're missing a hand. So it's this world, I'm telling you, it is, especially Canada, the way it's been programmed to behave like this. People, it's like Mike Tyson says, everyone's got a plan till they get punched in the face, and a lot of people haven't been punched in the face in their life, and a lot of people need to be punched in the face in their life multiple times. And you know, eventually that's going to happen, and far worse. We can't keep going the way we're going as a society in Canada, with the cost of living and the unsustainable immigration that is being brought in to displace the traditional workforce in this country. When you're bringing people in and and the federal government is subsidizing their pay through companies, who do you think companies are going to hire? You know, a lot of companies are struggling, and you know, after COVID or during COVID, a lot of companies you know, had to change their whole way of doing business. It completely disrupted the world from an economic standpoint, and it was all part of the plan. It was all part of the plan to usher in this cheap labor. It was all part of the plan to corral us into 15-minute cities, to make life unaffordable. So we have to be reliant on the government, and a subservient person will try not to bite the hand that feeds them, and that is currently the Liberal government. You know, and I'm going to touch on the mainstream media attacking Pierre Poilievre. It's a non-stop onslaught of beta feminized males and masculine women that the CBC and the CTV and other mainstream media roll out. It's the same men with no bass in their voice. It's the same women that seem to have a hard-on, pardon my expression, a hard-on for anything that you put in front of them. They will read anything that you put in front of them because they're getting paid huge amounts of money. Rosemary Bart, she makes my stomach churn. When I can't even watch her. I can't even watch her. Okay, Scott Reed from CTV, Vashi Capellos from CTV. I can't remember that guy from CBC, but it's non-stop horseshit. What's going on, brother?
How you doing, my friend?
Good. How you doing?
My name's Miner.
Miner, pleasure, Miner. Dewey.
What's your name?
Dewey.
Dewey. Hey.
Yeah.
I met a great guy.
Sit down. Let's have a talk.
I met a great guy. His sorry, but I don't bring no smokes.
I don't smoke.
I met a great guy.
Yeah. Who?
His name's Toby.
Yeah.
Fine gentlemen.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yep.
And you know what the same crisis is? The same thing that, people like to define middle class, high class.
Yeah. Say out, man. You sound like you got something interesting to say.
Well, I didn't bring my journal with me.
Okay, go on.
I'm just going for a walk.
Yeah. You live in the neighborhood?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I live down there.
Do you?
I've been in this neighborhood my whole life.
Oh, you're not Main Junction.
I'm
Oh.
a junction guy, man.
All right. Listen, gentlemen.
Okay, brother. See ya, man.
Hey. The problem is,
What's the problem?
right here,
Yep.
the problem is crackheads.
Yep.
It's not even the kids.
Yep.
The kids are good.
Yep.
It's the fucking crackheads. Those pieces of shit, POSs.
Yep.
They come here. They feel like they have every right to abuse.
Yep.
And no.
Where did you grow up? Where did you grow up?
I grew up right here.
What school did you go to?
Western Tech.
You went to Western Tech. I went to Western Collegiate. Good St. Lawrence.
Oh, I had another guy. He said he went to Humber Boulevard.
Oh, Humber. Yeah, a lot of my buddies went to Humber. I'm a little older than you.
Oh, what do you mean a little older? Hold on. I'm pretty good at this. All right. Listen, you have to stick out your palm though. You have to trust me.
Are you indigenous?
Ojibwe.
You're Ojibwe?
You're what? 45?
56, brother. 56. I'm an old guy.
Listen. I'm gonna tell you one thing right now.
Yeah.
You always have to subtract the numbers
Yeah.
because it's better for the soul.
Yeah.
Don't tell yourself you're 56. You're 46.
Oh, I feel younger than that.
You're 46.
Where's your band? Where's your tribe out of?
Well, most of my tribe right now, to be honest, they're all in North Bay.
North Bay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yep.
But to be honest, Kitchener's a good spot.
Yeah.
Also, it's a good stop by. But really, if you're really trying to go up there, Sudbury.
What's your name again?
Minor.
Pleasure. I want to see you around, brother.
Hey, man. Listen, my friend. I love you. Okay.
Okay, Minor. Peace, brother. See ya.
Oh.
What's up?
That's a problem.
Garbage. So that was Minor. I've never met or laid eyes on Minor before. He claims he's a Ojibwe. His band, I don't know if you heard it, picked it up. You probably did. But that's where I'm at. He's a street level dude, and seems like a good guy. I let him get close to me, but I just keep my eye out. So a little dangerous. It is a little dangerous that I did that, but hey, it is what it is. I don't have all the answers, but anyhow. So Minor's gonna go work out today. So in closing this video, wrapping this video up. So when are people going to wake up in this country and realize that the liberals aren't for the people, they are for themselves? You got people that if you tell them, they'll line up for another 10 COVID shots. That's where we're at in this country. But that's my rant in the park today. And if you got any questions, comments, or concerns, put it in the comment section, and I will try to get back to you. Thanks for watching. Bye. Oh, he's chasing something. I'm glad I got to see the fox today. Came back for an encore. It's not too often you get to see a fox. For every fox I see about 30 coyotes, maybe more.